This video will go over how to import CA certificates for NNMi. This concerns the two NNMi certificate stores: NNMi P12, the key store that stores NNMi's private key and public certificates, and NNM Trust P12, the trust store that stores certificates from trusted entities like CAs or other applications, servers. Most activities described in this video use the NNMi tool.ovpl as our main tool to work with NNMi certificates. Available after NNMi is installed. And also the default Windows Certificate Viewer and Certificate Manager in Windows operating systems. There are 5 steps to configure NNMi with Certificate Authority or CA signed certificates. 1. Generate a new private key in a new key store. 2. Generate a certificate signing request and send to the CA. 3. Examine the CA certs and prepare certificate files to import. 4. Import the certs to NNMi Key Store and Trust Store. 5. Restart NNMi services. 1. Generate a new private key in a new key store. Navigate to NNMi Certificates folder. Move the original key store in there to another place to backup. Please note that changes to certificates will only be applied when NNMi's services restart. Run the command on the screen and input required information to generate a new private key. Alias name can be any string. Named it to easily identify the new certs. When prompted for your first and last name, enter the FQDN of the NNMi system. A new NNMi P12 will be generated. Its contents can be checked by running the command on the screen. There will be a single private key entry in the output that contains both server's private key and server's public key or the self-signed certificate. With the new key store, run this to generate a certificate signing request. The alias name should be the alias the private key entry inside NNM's key store. The command will generate an output file. Send this file to the CA to obtain the CA signed certificates. The response certs from the CA can be in many forms. The certificate files can be interacted on a Windows machine. They can be moved to the NNMi server after finish checking. There always will be an easy-to-identify server certificate file. It should have the same name as NNMi's FQDN. Double-click on the cert file in a Windows environment will open up the Windows Certificate Viewers. On General tab, verify that the certificate is issued to NNMi's FQDN. The issued by can be either an intermediate CA or the root CA. On Details tab, verify that the certificate has the key encipherment flag under key usage. On the same tab, verify that subject alternative name is available and have appropriate DNS hostname or IP of the server. Modern web browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge and others will mark the cert as insecure if SAN is missing. Contact CA provider if these are missing. Next, obtain all certs in the NNMi server cert chain and save them in separated files with base64 format. This can be easily done via the default Windows Certificates Viewer. If a well-known CA is used, a certificate chain from the root CA to NNMi server should be visible in Certification Path tab. Users can directly click on the certificates on the chain to open them. Then export the certificate to a separated file by go to Details tab, click Copy to File and choose Next. Choose base64 encoded format. Then save to a file. Repeat to all certificates in the chain including the server certificate. After this, for each certificate in the chain, there is an output cert file. Server.cer, intermediate.cer, and root.cer. These output files are readable using text editors. This is an example of a base64 certificate's contents. Then, copy the contents of the certs files to a text file in order NNMi Server Certificate, Intermediate CA, Root CA. Save and name this file nnm.ser. If the chain is not visible when checking the server certificates, chances are you're using an internal CA. The CA provider should share all of the certs in the chain separately. Check if there are multiple cert files. Open the certificate files with text editors to see if there are multiple certificates already bundled in one cert file. If each individual cert can be identified, create the nnm.ser file contains the full cert chain in base64 format as mentioned earlier. If it is unable to identify the full certificate chain from root CA to the NNM server certificate, contact the CA provider for instructions about obtaining the certificate chain and the root CA certificate. These base64 cert files should be available before proceeding. 1. NNM.ser, contain the whole cert chain. 2. Root.ser, contain only the root CA cert. 3. Server.ser, only contain the NNM server certificate provided by CA. This is required if any ISPi add-on is used with NNMi. Navigate to NNMi certificate folder and run the on-screen command to import the CA certs to NNM key store. Private key alias should be the same alias with the existing private key entry in NNM key. P12. Path to NNMCER should be the full path to the NNM.ser that have the full certificate chain that got created earlier. Review the script's response and input yes. The end of the output should have the line, certificate reply was installed in keystore. When checking the content of the keystore, in the output, there should be only one entry, the private key entry. The entry will be the full CA certificate chain from NNM server certificate to root CA. There should be one private key entry and exactly one inside NNM key store. Then, proceed to import the root CA to NNM trust store. In the import command, root CA alias can be any string that is easy to identify. Path_root.ser should be the full path to root.ser file contains root CA certificate in base64 format. If any ISPi add-on is used with this NNMi system, also import the server.ser file that only contains the NNM server certificate. After finished importing the certificates, restart NNM services to apply the new certificates. If there are any NNMi integrations, please also check if certificate exchange is required after changing the certificates. For example, Optic Data Lake or Traffic Master Collector. Please review our official document and contact technical support if there are any doubts or queries. Thank you for watching.